Hello, algebra students. So if you're saying to yourself, why the heck is Kate talking about lines when this wasn't even a line unit? That's because we see all this overlap of skills on the GED. We don't have to know too much about lines if we remember our algebra skills on these examples. Let me show you what I mean. So first one says complete the table to find 3 points that lie on the line y equals 3x minus 5. All right, so they give me this line, but notice what the line is. It's an equation. And so this is where I'm saying that your algebra skills can come in handy. We have this equation, y equals 3x minus 5. And what I got to say is we know some of these values. Look at what your table says. It has x and then some numbers, and y and some blanks. So when they say complete the table, they gave us some x's and they want us to use the x's to find y. All right, all a line is a bunch of xy points that if you were to graph them all, form a line together. So they're not asking us to find all of them in this case, just 3 of these points. So the question here is, what would y be if x was 0? What would y be if x was 2? What would y be if x was 5? And, well, we can just put those x's in and see what happens to y. So let's start with 0. So what would y be? I don't know. If instead of writing 3x, I wrote 3 times, let's turn x into 0. And I'm just substituting and evaluating like we've done. So then what would y be? Well, 3 times 0 is, of course, 0. And if I have 0 minus 5, you would have a calculator if you had an example like this. 0 minus 5, though, I have nothing and I take away 5 or spend $5, I am going to be in debt 5. It's negative 5. And so that's what I would fill in this first box. Let's try the next one. In the next one, I'm plugging in 2 for x. So instead of y equal 3 times x, it's going to be y equals 3 times x is not a mystery anymore. It's 2 minus 5. So y is equal to 3 times 2 is 6. And if I take 5 away from that, of course, my y will just be 1. Awesome. Last one. What happens if you turn x into 5? I don't know. Let's see. So y is equal to not 3 times x, but 3 times 5. And from that, I'm supposed to take away 5. Well, simplifying that, 3 times 5, of course, is 15. And if I take 5 from that, then y is just 10. Woohoo! Not really a line problem, an evaluation problem. Okay, let's look at which point lies on the graph of the line 4x minus 2y. We are going to need some space here. Sorry, I didn't read the whole thing. 4x minus 2y equals 26. So once again, yes, it's a line problem, but what form is this line taking? An equation of a line. And again, it's an equation with these two, this x and this y, because a point is, or I should say a line is just a bunch of xy points that if I were to put them all on a graph, they would connect. But I don't have to do that right now. All I have to do is test these points. Every one of these has an x. The first number in a point is an x and a y. The second number in the point is a y. So I can just test this x and this y together to see if they make the equation true. So let's do it. First, in the first point A, the x is going to be a negative 3. And so instead of having 4 times x, I'll have 4 times negative 3. Minus 2 times the y is a 5 here. And the thing I'm trying to test is if I do that on the left-hand side, will it really give me 26? That's all that a question mark means. I'm questioning if the two things are equal. I don't know yet. So 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. And that's going to be, let's see, negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. So I'll write minus 10. Does that equal 26? No, of course it doesn't. Negative 12, I'm in debt 12, and then I go negative 10 more. I go down another 10. I'm going to be down a total of 22. That does not equal 26. And so this point is not on this line. Awesome. Let's test the next one. So 4 times the x value in the next one is 5. Minus 2 times the y value is 3. Let's see if that gives me 26. 4 times 5 is 20. Negative 2 times 3. I'm going to get minus 6. Yeah, it's not working out for me, guys. 20 minus 6 is 14. I like those numbers, though. I want a 20 and a 6. I just want them to add. Let's see. Okay. So instead of 5, 3, let's check D, 5, negative 3. So 4 times that x value is 5 minus 2 times, and I'm not memorizing, I'm looking at this right now, guys. Minus 2 times y is negative 3. Does that equal 26? I'm trying to write so softly because I noticed on my other videos that the pen is going pop, 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 pop. So irritating. So hopefully it's better. I'm trying to help you guys out. So 4 times 5 is 20, and then negative 3 times, or negative 2, I should say, times negative 3 is positive 26, or positive 6. Whoa, I am struggling. Does that equal 26? Heck yeah, it does. 20 plus 6 is 26. That does equal 26. D is the right answer. Woo! Okay, so yeah, line problems. But hey, our evaluation skills just hooked us up. All right, you guys, super proud of you. Happy learning.